question is concerning your thoughts about making conscious decisions, but juxtaposing that with the fact that you think your ethics system is set when you're about 4 or 5. One of the things that seems very much from your experience, and I'll take from mine as well, is that you encounter people and situations that were not possible to understand when you're 4 or 5. So there's a lot of room as you go through life to deviate from whatever ethical values you had before, or really reinforce what you'd heard previously. And my thoughts, I guess my question is just for you to speak more to why you think that if you don't have it by the time you're 4, you'll never have it, because it seems like the experiences you have as you go on are really what formulate and make very, very clear to you.
I mean, I have yes, it's the right question, and my only answer, which is probably not much of an answer, is that at least I was raised in a way that I knew I should balance my interests with other people's interests. That wasn't as, that did not necessarily involve permanent and extraordinary degrees of self-sacrifice, maybe small amounts of self-sacrifice, but not huge self-sacrifice. It also, on the other hand, didn't involve ignoring other people's legitimate interests. And so I grew up with the idea that there should be reciprocity and fairness in dealing with others, and that one should serve one's country. Now, the fact is that in my case, I stayed in college during the Vietnam War, which I thought was unfair, but I didn't have the strength to enlist. I thought it was unfair to people who couldn't afford college. But it's very hard to be able to say, I'm going to do the right thing when it involves sacrifice. Okay, so I could avoid certain situations I would avoid because I knew that it would test me in ways that where I might come up and fail ethical tests. I try to avoid the situations because I knew I wasn't strong enough. But I knew at least that one should, that contrary to what some people seem to think, society does exist. It's not just a question of individuals, and that you owe not only the other as an individual, but the other as society, various loyalties, and that may not be written on a stone we can find, but it's written somewhere.
Follow on?
Did you see that those values you had in yourself rub off on other people? Because it seems like, you enter a bad world, everybody's bad, the only direction
Oh yeah,
changes.
I think they did rub off. I think EPP, for sure, that's the only thing that kept it going was that strength to resist the pressure from Enron. In the case of Spinnaker, I think every single employee improved as a person and improved considered strictly as a capital asset, their own capital asset. So we improved the people and we improved their skill set because we were truly interested in making sure that every single person at EPP, not only at EPP but at Spinnaker, would be worth more to themselves if the whole thing fell apart. I was worried with a startup that you're going to have a situation where it can always fail. I was determined to make sure that everyone who went there would actually not only end up getting a job, but a better job as a result of having been at Spinnaker because of our interest in improving them. And it never fell apart, but that attitude was an honest one, and the employees knew that it was an honest one, and if you get the right people, you can't get jaded people. If you get the right people, they will respond very well to that.